Ukraine says at least 3 people have been killed in a Russian missile strike on the port city of Odesa. It is the second straight day of attacks on Ukrainian cities. The regional administration says that 4 missiles were fired from a ship in the Black Sea. The 3 victims were working at a warehouse. This attack coming a day after Russian airstrikes on the city of Kryvyi Rih killed 11 people. Well, we'll be in Russia in just a moment with Yulia Shapovalova, who's in Moscow. First, though, let's go to Jonah Hull in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Jonah, what more can you tell us?
Well, as you say, 24 hours ago, a 5-story apartment building hit in Kryvyi Rih, that central city, by a cruise missile strike. The death toll there, incidentally, in the last hour or two has gone up to 12, with 30 injured. And then in the early hours of Wednesday morning, it was the Black Sea port city of Odesa that was struck in what some, of course, will see as Russia's response to Ukraine's ongoing counter-offensive, making small advances in the east and south of the country. Of the 4 caliber missiles, we're told, that were fired from the Black Sea at Odesa, 3 were downed by air defences. 1 got through, hitting, as you said, civilian infrastructure there, a warehouse, also a residential complex and a shopping mall among the sites damaged by that missile. Early reports came from emergency workers worried about further victims under the rubble, but the death toll, as you said, still stands at 3, with some 13 injured. And also on Wednesday morning, attacks on eastern cities in the Donetsk region, Kramatorsk and Konstantinivka. Houses destroyed there, victims reported, 3 dead and 3 more injured. That's an area not far from where Ukraine is reporting making slow but steady advances in the vicinity of the city of Bakhmut.
Jonah, another ongoing point of concern is the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia. Now, Mr. Grossi, the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, was expected to head there. What can you tell us about that? What are you expecting?
Well, he is in country. He's been here since Tuesday when he met President Volodymyr Zelensky. Rafael visit the Zaporizhia nuclear plant on Wednesday. We understand that trip has been postponed, possibly only for a matter of hours, because of travel safety concerns. The plant is, of course, situated in Zaporizhia region in territory controlled by Russia since the early stages of the war. It's very close to the front lines, and so there will be concerns about getting there. It's not the first time, though, that there have been concerns about its safety and security because of fighting that has often taken place nearby. But the most recent event that exacerbates those concerns is the breaching of the Kakhovka Dam last week. It's to cool its 6 reactors. Worries about water supply, but also about the integrity of that cooling reservoir lead Mr. Grossi to want to go and see the dangers, he said, for himself. He has a permanent team based there, and he told a press conference on Tuesday that the latest situation was a step in the wrong direction, essentially a peeling away of another layer of safety and precaution put inside.
Jonah Hull, live in Moscow there. Thank you very much, Jonah. Now, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko says that his country has started taking delivery of Russian tactical nuclear weapons. We're joined by Moscow-based journalist Yulia Shapovalova. Yulia, why does Russia want Belarus to have these weapons so badly? Because Vladimir Putin personally has been spearheading this.
Well, that's right. But first, I would like to mention that the battles between the 2 armies are raging on in and around 5 regions. Pro-war bloggers report about the fighting in the Zaporozhye, Ugledar, Donetsk, Lugansk and Bakhmut directions. Regarding Zaporozhye, the front line in that direction has not significantly changed. The withdrawal of heavy equipment and the concentration of manpower, particularly in Makarovka, suggested that the enemy was preparing to attack again there. Basically, all the information we receive is about Ukrainian attacks and Russia's counterattacks that are going on non-stop. The bloggers report about severe fighting, but say that Russia keeps repelling the attacks using artillery and aviation. And talking about Lukashenko, we just heard from Belarusian president saying that Belarus would enter the conflict in Ukraine if there was aggression against the country. So basically, the tactical nuclear weapons, which is promised to Belarus, is going to serve as a means of deterrence. But obviously, it's a very dangerous case, and everyone understands that. But at the moment, we see that the equipment and tactical nuclear weapons has already been deployed into Belarus, and the preparations have already started, and a lot of equipment have been basically changed and modernized to use that tactical weapons. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, June the 13th, Putin commented on the situation in the Russian border region of Belgorod, which constantly comes under fire from the Ukrainian side, and he stated that Ukraine wants to divert Russian forces and then send them to the border region from other directions critical for Kiev, and therefore it was necessary to strengthen the border, according to Putin. And he also claimed that the buffer zone would be created to prevent the shelling of the Russian territory. So the situation is kind of heating up there.